think I literally walked more than I slept yesterday, but apparently there's a yard sale going on, so we're going to see if we're not too late. It ends in like an hour or something, so we'll see if we can find anything cool, maybe find some cool people to talk to, and yeah, that's about it. Man, no one ever said treasure hunting was easy, man. What we had to do, trekking that whole trail. I don't really see much action yet, but like I said, hopefully we're not too late. So far, there ain't much to see. Somebody had like some bags all over the ground for some reason. I don't even know if they were selling them or just moving stuff, but yeah, maybe this was a mistake. Pretty cool. Yeah. So like, you guys ever just buy something because the people are cool, but like you don't know what you're gonna do with them? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. It was the only place I really saw that had anything interesting, and I should have filmed more when they were talking and stuff. But like, I don't want to be intrusive like that, and I don't really know how to ask people like, hey, you want to let me just film your yard sale for no reason? So yeah, it's kind of where I was at. I try to record a little bit, but now I'm going to be carrying these around for a few miles as well, so my hands will probably not appreciate it, but yeah, that's where we're at right now, guys. Looks like we got a little more activity up here. I don't really know if anyone's still doing anything, but I was also told it was pretty late in the day, so I had work, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah, I love it because it has an eagle on it. Oh. So that's why I wanted to buy it.
Well, we're not gonna, that's...
I'm starting to think I should have brought it back. I'm like hugging those metal things now. And I ended up seeing these on the table. I got the 3 of them because they were kind of cool looking. I think they're a little bit older NASCARs. I mean, I've had a bunch of these, like the Johnny Lightning and all that stuff before. There's someone like a horse-drawn carriage over there. I don't even know if you guys can see that. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, interesting day. Which side of they? Let's go walk around a little bit. Got a chair over there. So I'm just taking a little walk around now because I found something pretty cool, and they're just packaging it up for me. I'm going to show you guys in a minute, but it's a ton of like older Coca-Cola products. Not really something I expected to see at a yard sale. Definitely not a oh, there's literally a car for sale over there. Definitely not like a item that I would consider like a normal yard sale purchase, because instead of being like a few bucks, it was a couple hundred. So hopefully it was a worthwhile thing. It's just they're all like older Coke bears and all sorts of stuff. It was a full set, and they ended up doing what seemed like a decent price. So I'm gonna hope that it's a good buy. See, most people are closing up, so probably call it a day there, honestly. I ended up getting this little watercolor thing because it was kind of cool, and you know, he said his wife paints and stuff. I'm like, hey, I mean, it's maybe not something that I would normally put up, but it's a cool little story, you know. You put stuff on your bookshelf that has a cool story behind it. Hey, that's how it is, man. Here it is in all its glory, the full box of stuff. I even got my other stuff in there. They actually kind of set it up so I had room for my other stuff. These guys were super cool, man. Like, as soon as I walked by, they were like, oh, like, you need a bag to carry your other stuff. Like, I wasn't even buying anything. I wasn't even looking at their stuff yet. And I guess maybe that's a method to get people who are kind of like walking around who are going to buy stuff to like check your stuff out. But then they had this whole Coca-Cola set on the table. I don't think I even got the chance to film it. So I'm going to show you guys now. This I actually got for an extra 10 bucks. It's a giant Santa Claus who has a little Coke bottle. It's in a special box that he can hold and stuff. Apparently it's like attached to a string, but yeah, this is a bunch of really dope vintage Coca-Cola products that definitely I think has some value, and also you're just not going to see at any normal yard sale pretty much. I think this shot speaks for itself, guys. I cannot believe how awesome this set actually is, but we've got 10 smaller figurines. I mean, they're all ranging in sizes. 5 really big figurines that came in these boxes. You've got this picture right here. You've got the actual big Santa Claus. Now this stand, it's going to need to have a thing. Oh, that likes to fall over. This is going to actually have to be screwed back in the base of it, or just applied in some way so it can actually hold him up, because this stand is meant for him. And he actually has a little Coke bottle that you can take out of his hand. Let me show you guys. The hook actually holds it in there pretty well, I gotta say. Let me try not to knock him over. But yeah, because he's not on the stand, so it's kind of tough. But you can see this is actually like real liquid in this Coke bottle. I think this is from the 90s, because everything else is. But basically, I'm trying to put his bottle back in there, and I'm kind of failing to do it. He holds that better with one hand than I can literally even give it to him with my one hand. But yeah, we've got a ton of awesome figurines. All of these are from the 90s. These are all from a collection, I think like Around the World or something. They actually threw this in for free. This globe apparently was leaking, and what the guy did was he went and I guess dissolved the glue around the base and took all the stuff out. So it does come apart, you can see, but it is part of this era of stuff, and they just threw it in. And basically it was all of this stuff was a set price, and then they threw that in for another 10, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll take that for sure, because it was definitely worth it, I figured. Now, I don't know if I'm ever going to sell this stuff, well, ever. I mean, I will in the future probably, but like recently, in recent times, I don't know if I would or not. It's just really cool to have. I like don't really know much about the value, but from what I've seen on eBay and from what the husband even said to me in the truck on the way there, it seemed like I did get a pretty good deal. He said he's looked them up before and such, and I think, it was his wife selling them. It was more of something that I think she just kind of wanted to part ways with. And they were really surprised when I wanted to buy the whole set, because at first I was seeing the small figurines. I was like, how much are these? And they were saying like, these are like 20 a piece. And I was like, well, and I just said that completely wrong. I was about to say, I said, well, can I buy the set? No, what happened was she was kind of like, well, I'd rather sell them as a set. And I was like, oh, okay, well, in that case, then I definitely will just, ask you how much is the set. And when I did, she took a little time to think about it, and then she ended up coming with the number of 200, which I was like, well, based on the fact that these are all kind of vintage Coke products, I feel like that was probably a good purchase. And then I saw them on eBay, and I've seen smaller ones, I feel like, for like 30 and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, probably not too bad of a purchase on my part. Again, I don't think I'm going to sell them like super soon or anything. So it's more of like I've gotten a really awesome set for a much better price than I could have otherwise. And I think that they were happy to see it go to somebody who could actually appreciate it, in the sense that I wasn't just some random person coming along like who was offended by the price or anything. I heard them out, and I stood there and actually was considering everything going on and trying to have a good conversation with them. I think that just helps a lot, honestly. So I really appreciate them. They were awesome people. They ended up driving me back with this stuff, or the husband did, I should say. He took me back over because I'd walked over there, because I was like, well, can I walk back over a few times and grab all this stuff? He's like, I just take you. I got a truck. I was like, oh, cool. So it really worked out well. And yeah, that's not a bad thumbnail there, I gotta say, guys. Peace.